During the Jiaqing Emperor time, from 1760 to 1820, in the Qing Dynasty in ancient China, a scholar from Jiangsu province was on his way to an exam in Beijing. If done well, he would join public service. At the time, a fortune teller stayed at the same hostel. The scholar inquired about his future. The fortune teller said, "You don't have any hope. You are going to die of an unnatural death 3 days later. It's not too far away from your hometown here. Please return home promptly so you can die at home." The scholar asked, "Is there a way to avoid it?" The fortune teller said, "No way." The scholar was quite frightened. He couldn't fall back asleep, so he took a walk outside of the hostel in the middle of the night. He heard someone crying as he walked. He located a woman with 2 kids in a shabby house. The woman said that her husband was imprisoned due to being unable to pay back a debt. He was injured due to tortures in prison. The next day, the woman would be sold as a servant to pay back the debt. She would have to leave home to the host family first thing in the morning. She couldn't bear being separated from her children, so she was crying. "I'm gonna die anyway. What's the use of keeping my money?" the scholar thought. He said, "I'm glad to help so your family won't have to be separated." The woman found the man in charge of the deal. The man was surprised. "You are just passing by here, but you are so kind. I'm in the same neighborhood as her family. Let's forget about the deal of selling her to be a servant. Let's use this money to return the debt so the husband can be released from prison." The scholar gave the woman all his money and said, "Please use any overage to start a small business to support your family." The man was moved. "Sir, you are so considerate. You are so kind to the family." He took down the scholar's name and hometown information. The scholar went back to the hostel. Very soon the time of his death, as predicted by the fortune teller, arrived. As he was wondering how he would die, someone knocked at the door. It was the woman and her husband, who had been released from prison. The couple came to thank the scholar. They then heard a big noise in the bedroom. The scholar went in and saw that the wall next to the bed collapsed and shattered it. The scholar saw the fortune teller again the next day. He joked that the fortune telling was inaccurate. The fortune teller took a look at the scholar and said with a smile, "Something huge happened last night. You've accumulated a lot of virtue. You won't die today and will succeed in the exam. If I was wrong, you would have died under the wall that collapsed on your bed." What he said turned out to be true. The scholar helped the woman and her family from separation. His kindness made a difference for the family and himself. His fate changed by a kind thought. The story was recorded in an ancient book in the Qing Dynasty by author Wang Dao Ding.